rider don't give up tough. More goes proud to be. Yeah, I think the world needs more cowboys.
Good morning, Heidi Foy here with VisitCasper CNFR Morning Show. You guys are joining us live at Lou Tauberts. Before we get started with our show today, I want to give a shout out to Louis and his staff here. They've been amazing this week. We're super grateful for them to be hosting us here. Also want to thank VisitCasper for their partnership. I've done a lot of CNFR coverage, but really happy to be partnering with my local hometown here to provide some behind the scenes footage and maybe a few places that you guys should see while you're in town. Also want to give a shout out to 10 Texas Media. That's 10texas.com, where the West is one. Check out that website. They've got some great resources on there. They have a directory of kind of people that are building the Western world. So you want to give them a little bit of support. I am super excited to have these guys, be flanked by these guys. Could not pick a better couple of guys to wrap up the week. So I have Ben Londo, who is the coach at Cal Poly, and Mr. CJ Aragon, who is coach at Sol Ross. So it's pretty fun to have you guys here because I think that this whole thing started, like y'all been included in all of my shows. So tradition is tradition in the Western world. So we always wrap up this morning show with you guys on Saturday morning. Why don't you tell these guys what your role is for the CNFR and how that happened? How did you guys end up where you are now?
Yeah, I think CJ and I are just the type of guys that don't say no to much.
Yeah.
And we're passionate about college rodeo and what it's done for us and what a big part of our livelihood it is. So we've both been involved as arena directors. I work on the rough stock end and everything from trying to help improve our stock at the college national finals to building the facility, putting the arena together to making sure the show goes off without a hitch each night. And CJ's my counterpart on the other side at the time of it.
Yeah, we get up here early. We help set up the arena. Our job actually started months ago with trying to pre-screen the stock and try to make sure we get the best stock available for the contracts we have and stuff. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we do. And then once the rodeo starts, we have, I know on my end, and I believe on Ben's end, we have great crews, and we just kind of sit back and man, we have an awesome crew. It makes it just happen every year.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to take this a little bit different direction that I did not tell you guys about because I'm pretty sure that you are both, look at how nervous they are. I love it. So you guys are both humble gentlemen. So you would never talk about yourself like I'm going to make you talk about yourself this morning. So I'm going to go one at a time. Because this is the 75th anniversary of the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, there's been a CNFR somewhere for 75 years. And we know that 25 years in Casper. So I would like to kind of have you guys throw back to your college days and talk a little bit about like what you did in college and how you ended up a rodeo coach. I mean, what was that transgression? What did that look like? So tell me about, go ahead and go first.
I started out going to LCSC in Lewiston, Idaho. Mike and Karen Fuller were my rodeo coaches. And I went up there for 2 years. And then I transferred to New Mexico State. I finished with a journalism degree, actually.
Okay.
Worked at Super Looper magazine for 9 years. I was the editor for 5 years there.
That's where your writing comes in.
That's where my writing comes in is, I used to do lots and lots of writing. And when I was there at Super Looper, I was still competing turquoise circuit at circuit level, going to lots of circuit rodeos. And I was doing private steer wrestling lessons there at my house. And I had 9 consecutive state champions in the state of New Mexico. And I got offered a coaching job. I started off at Mesa Lands Community College. And
I think that's where we first met when you were coach of the year, right?
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. So I started off at Mesa Lands Community College, and the great thing, college rodeo has basically afforded me allowed me to get my degree in journalism, allowed me to work in the industry with team roping, the USTRC for 9 years, and then now into coaching. And I can't imagine doing anything else now that I've been coaching. This is my 16th year coaching, and I can't imagine doing anything else now.
Perfect. All right. How about you?
Well, I grew up in Oregon. I got a chance to go to Cal Poly. I got in as an architecture major. and I graduated with architecture and construction management. Got to rodeo at Cal Poly for 4 years. Got to come to the college national finals.
Here.
Yeah, it was in Casper. And then, I went home and ran a construction business for a while. I was a project manager on a couple big jobs, a bridge job, a couple hotels, casinos. When I was going to college, we went through quite a few coaching changes at Cal Poly. So there was a little core group of us that kind of had to fend for ourselves. And basically we kind of ran our program a little bit on our own. We did have a lot of coaching support, but there was a lot of turnover and working with a new coach and stuff. So we got pretty independent. So when the job came open at Cal Poly, the rodeo boosters reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in putting in for it. Hadn't even thought about coaching. I was working a little bit like CJ. I was working with some young men and bringing some bronc riders up in Oregon, just guys that work for me or local kids. So I had a flair for coaching and an interest in helping develop the sport. But a chance to come back to Cal Poly, my alma mater, and give back and really get involved at the coaching level, head coaching level, was a great opportunity. I jumped on it. Haven't looked back since.
Very good. So how long have you been coaching now?
This is my 10th year.
10th year. So let's talk about, you mentioned your CNFR qualification here. What about you? I mean, how were you able to compete in the yellow arena?
I went to the CNFR twice in Bozeman in the team roping, and then once when it was in Rapid City in the steer wrestling. So
now that you guys are on, I mean, kind of on the other side, do you often think back, like what a strange turn of events to find yourselves back in the yellow arena and not competing? I mean, I know that at that time you never imagined that you would be coaching. I mean, neither one of you were really on that track.
No.
And so, it's got to be kind of interesting, especially when you're coming in. The arena, the rodeo hasn't started yet. You can see everything set up. I mean, how does it feel to know that you're giving back to college rodeo where it gave so much to you before?
I think it's pretty rewarding. I wrote a little post last night. It's pretty bittersweet for a lot of these kids because we'd love for all of our kids. We know how hard they've worked and would love to see them do well up here. And the truth is there's only going to be 10 national champions crowned tonight, but there's a lot of kids that have put in the work and a lot of their accomplishments, deserve recognition for what they've done. And I think we've got I know at my program and I know in Ben's program, we've kicked out a lot of kids that we're really proud of and are going to go on to do great things inside the arena and outside of the arena.
Yeah. And college rodeo is such a vessel for so many great experiences and connections and the people that you get to meet. Like CJ said, it'd be outstanding to have every one of them win a national title, but there's so much more they can learn and experience through the college rodeo experience. And I think we both, I was thinking about this last night. One year when I came to the college national finals, I was pretty hurt and had a tough finals, and it was a grueling week. And I've got a couple students kind of in the same boat. And just being able to relate with them and kind of put myself back in their shoes. And I remember when I was in this same predicament that you're coming into. So being able to relate to them, and it's neat to have that special experience of being here before and seeing both sides of the equation. Yeah.
So we know today is the championship round, short round Saturday. We'll crown all our national champions tonight. What else is on the docket today? What isn't on the docket today, I should say?
There's a lot of great things today. They've got the special children's rodeo going on right now. A lot of my students, and I'm sure CJ's are up there involved in that. We've got the style show today, which is a great fundraiser for the foundation, which puts together a lot of scholarship dollars for the College National or the Intercollegiate Rodeo Association. Pretty good day.
So then let's talk a little bit on the back end. We don't normally cover. We always go behind the scenes and get you guys setting panels up, moving dirt and all of that. Talk about what it looks like to tear down. What is that time frame to put everything back where it goes? When will you start?
I've never been here for teardown.
You haven't?
No, I have to be in Gallup, New Mexico on Monday for judge a high school rodeo.
Okay.
The teardown goes a lot faster than the setup.
Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah. Well, the setup's very intricate and measuring and setting things up and making sure that, everything ties in together. It's very procedural in the steps, where the teardown, it's just kind of ram and jam, load it up, get it out of here.
So where, like, the arena lives here.
Mhm.
So we'll just stack all that outside the back of the event center, and the dirt is right from the back of the event center as well, right?
Absolutely.
So once we get those panels out, well, banners out, panels out, get that dirt out, then the Ford Wyoming Center is back to their norm.
And the county's such a great partner here. They handle the dirt installation and the removal. They maintain the building for events and facility transformations like this. But we get our equipment out, tag it, take care of it, sort it, have it ready to go for next year.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it is how we stash it and have it prepared for next year
to come back in.
Sure,
To pull it back out.
it can save a day of sorting equipment, which is kind of the game plan for tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. And I do know that you guys will start. I mean, teardown starts.
They have a bunch of the
Immediately.
banners down before the award ceremony is even done.
Yeah.
And a crew that'll work through most of the night just so we're ready to roll first thing in the morning on actually taking steel out of the arena.
Great. Well, I know because we have so much going on today, we're gonna have a pretty short show today, but if you guys have any questions or you're watching live, please just reach out to us. We'd love to answer more questions about the world of college rodeo. I think all three of us are extremely passionate. We've all given back to a sport that gave us so much, and that's kind of the mission for Bullfrog Creatives and the CNFR coverage. So appreciate you guys' time today. And thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We are VisitCasper, CNFR Morning Show, brought to you by VisitCasper, 10 Texas Media, and Bullfrog Creatives. You guys have a great week.